Morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel this morning. This is Paul again from Kentucky Tacklebox, and I want to talk today about a modification that you may have never seen before done on a rooster tail fishing lure. And the reason that the idea for this modification came about is that I was out fishing about a week and a half ago, and I was using the rooster tail out on a local lake, and I was catching some bass. But what was happening was the bass were striking so aggressively, they kept uh, getting the treble hooked pretty deeply into their mouths, and that not only made it more difficult to unhook them, but made it increased the chances of damaging or hurting the fish in the process of trying to unhook it. So I got to thinking about it when I got home about what maybe I could do to modify things to try to help mitigate some of that. And some of the easier things you can try if this is happening to you when you're fishing, if the fish are striking aggressively at your lures, whether they be rooster tails or anything else you're throwing, you could try to increase your retrieve speed so that even if they're striking fast, they may not be able to take the hook as deeply in their mouth. But another option occurred to me as I got looking through my tackle. And I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So I have these things called bladed trebles, and they're made by a company called VMC. And I'll show you one right here. And basically, the bladed treble is nothing more than a treble hook with an extra eyelet on the bottom of it, and then attached to that is a small blade, and therefore the bladed treble. So these things are nice when you want to add a little extra flash to a lure that has treble hooks on it. And in the past, I've actually even added these onto the back of rooster tails, and they work pretty good. So just substitute this out on the back. But I got to thinking about it, and because they were striking so hard, and the fish were taking the hook deep into their mouth, and it was causing some difficulty unhooking them, plus risking, like I say, damaging the fish. I got to thinking, with this extra little hook down here, why not reverse the hook? So I've actually rigged one up to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So here's a bladed treble with the blade removed. And instead, I just used a small split ring between there and the top of the rooster tail lure. And then I've removed the rear treble hook. So basically, I've just moved the treble hook from the back to the front. And the idea behind that is that if the fish comes in fast, striking, it's still going to get the rooster tail hook, or I mean the treble hook in its mouth, but it's more than likely going to get it near the front of the mouth instead of the back of the mouth. And that this only kind of comes into play when fish are striking hard and fast. If they're kind of, not striking aggressively, then it's not an issue. But I'm going to leave this one rigged up in my tackle box, and the next time I'm out fishing, if I'm running the standard rooster tails and I'm having the problem, I'm going to just switch over to that and see if that takes care of the problem, because I don't want to hurt the fish. I'm just typically fishing catch and release. It's very rare that I do a catch and cook. So what I'd like to be able to do is just, make it easier for myself to unhook the fish and also reduce the damage to the fish so they can be returned to the water safely. So I'm hopeful that this modification will work. And if this is something you're thinking about trying as well, like I say, these hooks are made, these trebles are called bladed trebles, and they're made by a company called VMC. You can usually find them at most tackle stores. I know like Cabela's and Bass Pro carry them. I'm sure other stores do as well. And you can also probably order them online. And they come in different sizes too. They have the smaller trebles and they have larger trebles. So you can actually, if you're going to like modify rooster tail lures like I've done, you can do that. And not only that, you could probably modify any type of lure that pulls from the front. I was debating about actually modifying like a topwater or Rapella Pop R. Maybe in the case of something like a lure like that, just adding the split ring, maybe a small swivel and another split ring to move the treble a little farther away from the body of a Rapella, and then just remove the two rear treble hooks on it and just pop it from that way to kind of do the same principle as with the rooster tail. So it's something to think about, but always kind of try out your creativity when you're fishing. If you got some ideas or if problems are occurring, it may be telling you there's an opportunity to modify a lure slightly to kind of help eliminate a problem. And hopefully that's what this will do when the fish are striking very aggressively. So I'll give it a try, and hopefully I'll be able to report back some news here in a couple of weeks, just depending on how aggressively the fish are biting the next times I'm out. So as always, thanks again for watching the channel, and get out on the water when you can. It's a great place to be this time of year, and we'll see you next time.